Today we gather to celebrate the life of Eileen Shea Baltrusidis, who passed away on October 3, 2025, after 80 remarkable years. Born on February 7, 1945 in Chicago, Illinois, Eileen's life was a vibrant tapestry woven with love, resilience, and an unyielding spirit. This is the story of her journey. In February of 1945, the world was at war, but hope was rising. America stood on the edge of victory, and in a modest home on Chicago's west side, a new life began. Eileen Frances Shea was born into a city and a nation in transformation. Eileen grew up above a saloon at Washington and Pulaski, part of a close-knit Irish Catholic family. Her father, Jeremiah Shea, served his community first as a fireman, then as a policeman, while her mother, Evelyn Jones Shea, lovingly raised Eileen and her siblings, older sister Eleanor, younger brothers Jeremiah and Donald, and youngest sister Alice. The 1950s were a formative time for Eileen. She was a devoted fan of the White Sox and their star player, Luis Aparicio. The emerging sounds of rock and roll filled her home, and she eagerly watched popular TV shows and movies, developing a particular fondness for Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. She liked the Mickey Mouse Club, but she could never remember the special day. Princess Summer Fall Winter Spring from Howdy Doody was also one of her favorites. As for pictures, the family would always gather for special Easter photos. It was not uncommon to see the family members parade in front of the camera with their special Easter outfits. In her high school years, Eileen attended Providence Catholic School for Girls, where she lamented having to take 4 years of Latin. She and her sister Eleanor shared a bedroom with Eileen's pet rat, Herman, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Together, they worked at the Schubert Theater in downtown Chicago, a place that would ignite a lifelong passion for musicals. Tragedy struck in early 1960 when Eileen was just 15. Her mother, Evelyn, succumbed to breast cancer, which forced her to rejoin high school in the middle of the semester. This profound loss shaped Eileen's adolescence. Her father, Jeremiah, later remarried Evelyn's cousin, Lyle. While this brought a new dynamic to her relationship with her father, it also brought the gifts of a stepsister, Dale, and the joy of welcoming 2 more sisters, Karen and Judy, into the family. Eileen's pursuit of education took her first to the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana for a year, an experience she cherished. Financial considerations led her back to Chicago, where she completed her schooling at DePaul University. She also got her first apartment in Old Town, at 1750 North Wells. This was also when Eileen got her first cat, a gray cat named Whiskers, which would begin a trend that would continue throughout the rest of her life. The mid-1960s saw Eileen continue her work at the Schubert Theater, solidifying her lifelong love for musicals like Hello, Dolly, The Sound of Music, and Hair. For a brief 6 months, Eileen lived in Philadelphia, working for an insurance company, which included a salary and a per diem. It's been said that Eileen would subsist on cheap cans of tuna and would save the rest to travel to New York to see Broadway shows. It was also during this time that she met a younger man from the south side of Chicago, Frank Baltrusidis. 4 years her junior, Frank initially became a steadfast friend. Their bond deepened unexpectedly, culminating in a New Year's Eve party where Eileen, arriving with one date, surprised everyone when she left with Frank. Eileen and Frank married in 1971, embarking on a honeymoon in California and relishing their early years together, and focusing on their careers. Eileen began her journey in the corporate world at Blue Cross Blue Shield. Her dedication and keen mind for claims adjustments soon opened doors to the burgeoning field of computer programming. The company invested in her training, including punch card programming, setting her on a path of remarkable achievement in computer systems building. This expertise would profoundly influence not only her own career, but also those of her husband and eventually her children. But Eileen's life was never solely about work. Her inherent desire to explore the world led her and Frank to far-off places like New York City and London. In November of 1975, the fun continued for Frank and Eileen with the arrival of their first son, Paul Shea Baltrusidis. Paul joined an already booming extended family, including cousins Michael and Dan Collins from Eileen's sister Eleanor, and Jerry, Julie, Joy, and Jeff from her brother Jeremiah. Soon, Frank and Eileen welcomed two more children, Miles Maxwell and Evelyn Alice, joining cousins Allison and Donnie from Eileen's brother Donald. With such a large and loving family, Eileen's social calendar was filled with family holiday and birthday parties and memorable trips by plane, car, and cruise ship. Eileen's professional journey led her to Signoti on Western Avenue, prompting a move to the Foster and Austin neighborhood, where they settled into a bungalow on Marmara Avenue. The 1980s brought an even greater geographical shift. For the first time, Eileen and Frank moved their family out of Chicago to the suburb of Glenview. Ever the pragmatist, Eileen and Frank chose their new home for its proximity to Eileen's new work location at Signoti. At Signode, Eileen excelled, rising through the ranks to become a director of information systems technology. She proudly watched her three children grow up. Though never an athlete herself, she was their biggest fan, cheering them on in softball, soccer, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, and football. Despite her demanding schedule as a corporate executive, she never missed her children's games. Eileen's career culminated in a leap to a director of IT role at the esteemed Chicago institution Zenith Electronics. She thrived there, not only for her impressive technical acumen, but also for her exceptional ability to connect with her peers and direct reports. As her children moved on to colleges in places like Macomb, Illinois, Burlington, Vermont, and Williamstown, Massachusetts, Eileen continued to be their unwavering support. She retired from full-time employment at Zenith in 2003 and turned her attention to fighting the same breast cancer that took her mother. After successful treatment, she rejoined working as a consultant for several more productive years. She filled her retirement years by traveling with her family. Reading voraciously, she averaged multiple books a week for decades, and living every day with her loving husband. As the years went on, she battled numerous health challenges. Her physical limitations made her increasingly dependent on Frank, who, bless his heart, cared for her selflessly. They were overjoyed to welcome 8 grandchildren between 2010 and 2020. Paul has 2 boys, Sam and Tim. Miles has a son, Felix, and a daughter, Daphne. Eve has 4 children, Cameron, Kellen, Oscar, and Rory. Eileen loved to host family gatherings and spoil her grandkids. From sports games to graduation ceremonies to school plays, she made extra effort to attend their activities and events. Eileen dedicated herself to her family, her career, and embracing life's journey with grace and strength. Her legacy lives on in the lives she touched, the challenges she overcame, and the love she shared.